Hey guys, it's Greg. Um, Very first thing I want to do is I want to tell everybody thank you um, for all your well wishes. I, I I know I haven't really participated much in the comment section, and it's not that I don't want to, and I do read the comments. I don't feel like doing anything. It's not that I don't feel like answering everybody. I just don't feel like doing anything. You know. Uh, I I just if somebody came in and said you want to go to the water park or you want to take off and go to the beach, I'd say hell no, I don't want to go to the beach. I don't feel like doing it. So anyway, I want to tell you everybody thank you. I appreciate all the concern, well wishes, and the prayers. Thank you very much. Secondly, um, Matt's going to be on. If I remember correctly, he told me on the phone he's going to be on Saturday night on the Speakeasy. Matt at Quantum of Conscious, Conscience, CONSCIENC. Uh, in case he doesn't let people, I'm sure everybody knows this by now, probably anyway. So, but from what I understand by what he told me, he's going to be on the Speakeasy on Scare Performance this weekend on Saturday night. So, and um, I got a chance to watch True Stream Media's In the Minds of Men. Highly recommend it. And you're going to have to be patient. It is a very slow start, but it's something that to you need that information, that data to you need to know what's happening so that it makes it worth it in the end. Um, it's they really did a lot of research and they packed a lot in there. So I don't know how I can see why it's taken them however many years. Um, and it's important. Uh, there's one, and no, not it's kind of a spoiler, so no crap. It's kind of a spoiler, so um, it's too bright. That'll be okay. But they were talking in like the first 20 minutes. They were talking about how all the MK Ultra stuff, everything got started, and the Rockefellers put up $1.2 million in 1932 uh, to start this stuff. And I did the calculation to check inflation. That's equal to $20.2 million today. Okay. Now, also, a funny thing happened in 1932. They did. Now, we're in 1932. You're in the Great Depression, right? But the Rockefellers don't mind throwing out what would be $20 million today to start a program for learning how to control people's minds. And in 1932, they passed the Revenue Act. Tax went from 25% to 63%. Let's see. Some of this I can read some of this to you from Wikipedia. Tax rates across the board. Incomes rising from 25% to 63%. State tax was doubled. Corporate taxes were raised by almost 15%. Get this, taxable items: dye, chewing gum, furs, soft drinks, sporting goods, firearms, shells, cartridges, coal, coke. I wonder what kind of coke they're talking about. They already said soft drinks. Copper or telegraph. You got to pay a tax to send a telegraph. Of course, I remember when telephones used to cost like $400 or $500 too. So, just if you watch, I highly recommend that you watch that. You can rent it on Vimeo, or you can buy it on DVD, and if you buy it, you got all that material. So that's a lot of research, a lot of data, and it's a lot of footage, and I don't think they're charging enough, to be honest with you, for what they've done. But it's like $3.99 to watch it. It's almost 4 hours. It's a great deal, especially for what you learn. By the way, you can speed me up to like 1.5 as I talk slow. I have to say and and Alright, I was thinking about something, because this is just one quick thought, because I write my stuff down too. Just a quick thought. 9/11, and now we have 11/11, 11/11, 11/11. Keep seeing that everywhere, all the time, and it's the 11. Well, think about the Mayan calendar ending in 2012. From 2001 to 2012, that's 11 years. Does that have something to do with it? I don't know. That's about when everything went to pot, So, does it? I don't know. Just a thought to throw out there. Something to think about. Ponder it, what have you. I was saying about the manifestation stuff. If we're the ones that's manifesting some things, I don't think that in order to do that, unless they have done some kind of big spell like they did with 9/11. Now, is it possible that all of the world has gone to piss because we made it this way, manifested it this way, because of thinking the world's going to end in 2012 and whatnot? And I'm not talking about me personally, because I didn't believe in that. But there were a lot of people, and there are a lot of people now that are more, new age and stuff like that, that start to believe in that. And I'm saying anything against their beliefs. I'm just saying that there are enough people that do believe in that. If this can be manifested, then there's enough to do it. But I can play devil's advocate. Nobody was as worried about 2012 as the people were about Y2K. I know firsthand how bad off people were about Y2K. I mean, you had corporations going crazy. Personally, I've been programming since I was about 13 years old. I got my first computer at 13. And that was in BASIC. Then, you move up to DOS, and I know everything there is to know about a computer, including Linux. I run Kali, and I don't do anything on that unethical with it, but It's fun to play around with. All right. But the thing is, I remember when, at work. See, that's the thing about it. People that are, maybe that's why, like I was talking about, older people, this stuff hits hits us harder. Well, the thing about it is, the reason it does is because it's our memories that are being changed. Younger people still see some of these changes, but we see all of them. Because it's our time frame that everything's changed. Except for like Febreze, and even Febreze changing is a change for me. And I doubt that anybody, when that first came out, anybody that's young enough remembered to pay attention to it. But to me, in my mind, I know that it was Febreze, with like breeze. So anyway, like I was saying, people that are older, maybe that's why it hits us so hard. It's because it's our time frame. But back to what I was saying is, as far as manifesting something, with Y2K, I remember people running around like with hit the chickens with their heads cut off, trying to work with computers, and Matt and I even talked about this, a couple of times on the telephone, and just in conversation. Things like this come up sometimes, and that's why I love talking to Matt, 'cause stuff like this comes up all the time. We noticed that as much as the scare was about Y2K and the real probability of something happening based on older systems, nothing failed. I mean, nothing. And you're going to tell me that they got to every single computer system that in the entire world and got it fixed. I mean, we heard nothing about it. Nothing changed. The lights didn't go out. Nothing changed. And it just came and went. Passed right on through. So, as far as manifesting, if something was going to happen based on people's consciousnesses being concentrated on it, that would have manifested. But it didn't. However, I said I'm going to play devil's advocate, but however, that's before 9/11. 9/11 is like Matt says, it's a spell. It's a bind and blind spell, because people, they're bound to it, to the narrative. They are blind to the truth. How in the world can you actually believe that those buildings would just come down in dust? No chunks, just dust, and then just blow away and leave a little rubble, and the rubble that's standing up has 45-degree angle cuts on it. Do you not see that? Did you not see that metal beam just falling and then turn to dust? Alright, but the bind and blind spell, see? Okay, now they've put this spell. Now can anything be manifested? I'm okay. I'm going to be honest with you. Everybody knows December 25th is not Jesus' birthday. Talks about shepherds in the field, so we know it was in the fall. I honestly believe that September 11th is Jesus' birthday. Whatever it is in Hebrew or in Israel on the lunar calendar. But that particular date is, I think, is Jesus' birthday. So they performed this evil spell on that day, which a lot of people believe that, okay, I'm trying to stay neutral to go both ways, to try to explain it both ways. Alright, if you're religious like I am, believe in spirits and entities and dimensions and God, if you're religious and if you let the Bible talk for itself without having somebody standing behind a pew telling you what they're saying the Bible says, just let the Bible talk for itself. Get a dictionary. There's Webster's 1828. Get it. Read the Bible. If you don't understand the word, look it up. Get a Strong's Concordance. Look it up. God said what he wanted to say the first time. He said Satan rules this world. Okay? Now, to jump to the other side, if this is a digital simulation, something still rules this world, and it is in control of what's going on. And the thing is, why accept anything from an authority figure, position, a governmental narrative? Why accept that crap when you know that they're all about controlling you? The whole thing is about controlling you, and I don't even think they do it for the money. You know, a lot of them get rich. Not all of them are in on that part of it. They do it for the money, but the other guys are doing it just to have to do the evil, to control you. Like in the True Stream Media thing talking about Delgado when he did the bull. I mean, that right there, that spoiler, but I'm not going to spoil that part, but it'll show you it changed that man's mind right there about what you are versus who you are. Okay? There's a doctor in there quoting that when it comes to medical research, scientific research, morality is not an issue because it's medical research, it's scientific research, and morality doesn't play into it. So in other words, these people didn't have any ethics. They were just evil. Alright? I swear, I'm telling you, you need to watch that. But as far as the manifesting, is it possible that we bring this stuff out? I don't know. I mean, I've heard people talking about it. I haven't checked out a lot of that stuff, but yeah, maybe it is possible. I know that there's just way too many synchronicities that go on with me now. Oh, good grief, there. To be coincidence. You just can't have coincidence like that. I mean, it's like I was telling Tammy, Today, I woke up. I'd look at the clock. It was 1:11. Woke up. Look at the clock. It was 2:22. Then 3:33. How can you do that? I mean, I can't. The thing was, I was waking up out of nightmares because what I'm going through right now with the headaches and right now it's raining here, so the barometric pressure's high. And when you got fibromyalgia, the barometric pressure makes it worse. So I have nightmares. I have nightmares anyway I have to deal with, but I think my brain draws in how I'm feeling, and it draws it in, and it creates a scenario of what I'm feeling and puts it into my dream, and then all of a sudden it becomes a nightmare because I start feeling what's wrong with me. So I wake up, and then I go back to sleep. But it was 1:11, 2:22, 3:33. I don't care if you believe me or not. That's just what it was. Last thing too, Ouija boards. I'm scared to death of those. Those are the easy. I could easily make custom Ouija boards. I'm not going to do that because I believe that stuff can get attached to you, and I don't want anything to do with that. But what if you take two people that are aware, like you and me, that aren't afraid of having something attached to them, and I just thought this would be an interesting experiment. Take those two people, you put them in a room, have a third person in there, you blindfold each, and you place a custom Ouija board in front of them that has all the letters and numbers jumbled up, and the yes and no and goodbye and all that's jumbled up. Okay? And they're blindfolded. And then, you know, in the middle of the session, write down whatever they're saying, and then tell them to stop, switch boards, put another board with jumbled up crap in it that's differently, you know, it's just randomly jumbled, different from the other, and let them see if they can connect back again 2 or 3 times, and let's see what happens. You know, I still think that, and I know people are tired of hearing me say this, and some don't like it. Some don't think it's like one guy that he don't even believe in it, the double slit. But I think the quantum eraser, just the observation of something. If we're going to talk about manifestations, you have to observe it to manifest it. So, I mean, it's either got to be observed or thought about or whatever. And I mean, I never thought about Febreze, so I didn't change Febreze, but it changed. By the way, that's one thing I know is I've been talking about the older crowd, it being more intense for us, and not just the Mandela effect. The whole world has gone crazy, and I think the reason that it's intense for us and is because it's our time frame that's being messed with. Everything that we know from the time we grew up as kids has changed. Everything is starting to change, and it's our time frame. Now, you have some that are younger than we are that still have some changes and they see it. I'm not saying that young people don't see it. I'm not saying for them it's not intense. It's just that, well, I mean, now it's starting to, nobody can deny that the mirror, mirror, because everybody, when they're a kid, watches Snow White. So, and especially people that would be my son's age, because, well, not Snow White necessarily, but Lion King, Road to El Dorado, and Fern Gully, and all that, because we did the same thing. We made the mistake of letting Disney movies be the babysitter, you know. So they know that stuff too. But anyway, what do you think about the Ouija board thing? And just like I said, the thought about the 9/11 to 2012 is 11 years. Keep seeing 11/11, 11/11, 11/11. And I tell you right now, when I came in here, I thought to myself, you know, what in the world is going on? Am I in a coma somewhere, laying in ICU, and I'm just dreaming what's going on? Because I cannot believe what is happening. And then there's Matt's theory that we've all been killed. He asked me, and I don't even think he told me before about this. He asked me, is there any point in my time in my life when I was almost killed? And yeah, I rode a wheelie on my bicycle out from a side road right out into the main highway, and the car was this close to me, you know. And did I get hit? You know, I was like 10 years old then, but did I get hit? Am I in this realm now? I sound like a lunatic, but that's because you overthink it. And the problem is because we do overthink it. We're not satisfied with just, this is what happened, and that's normal, and this is normal, and that's, no, it's not. We're not satisfied with that. I'm not. You're not. So why should we accept? Why in the world would you accept something from people that you know are liars, and they are out to control you? You don't accept it. I don't. Just because it's on CNN, just because it's on Fox, does not mean that the shit is really happening. You know, we don't really know what's going on in Iran. We just know what we've been told. So, anyway, wanted to tell everybody thank you again. I appreciate all the well wishes. And I apologize I didn't participate much in the, actually I don't think I participated at all in the last comment section. And it's not that I'm not reading the comments. I read the comments. That's what the whole point of this is to, you know, to talk with you and to get feedback and to talk with you and share ideas. So I love reading the comments, and it's just that I just haven't felt like doing anything. And I mean anything. So it's not that I haven't felt like answering everybody, and I normally do. But on that last video, I just didn't feel good. And anyway, but I do thank everybody for the well wishes and prayer and all that. So I appreciate that. I really do. It does mean something to me. You know, I know people tell you, thank you for the prayers, thank you, I appreciate it. To me, it means something. Because if you can manifest energy, negative, positive, what have you, and through prayer. See, the one thing that people don't realize is, and even the Bible talks about, don't curse. Well, if you can pray to God, why don't you think that people can curse people? Because the God of this world is Satan, or the controller system, if you want to call it that, in a digital simulation or what have you. I don't know. Okay, guys, just rambling, and I wrote some notes down today, some stuff I was doing, and I really thought the 111 and 222 and 333 thing was just, and it was waking up out of nightmares, seeing the clock, and it's just, I don't know. How does that happen? How does that happen? What are the odds of that? Okay, guys. Have a good one. Be good to everyone else, and take care. Oh. Oh well. There it is. Take care, guys.